Hey guys, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH. I am 31 today, so, I feel young. I guess that's young. To some of you, that's really young. To others, I might seem old. You know what? But I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy you're spending a little bit of time with me today. And I'm meeting Tim Capello tonight, and fingers crossed I get my Lost Boys poster signed by him. That'll be pretty sick if I do. But let's do our 10 horror Blu-rays I want you to own. I want to say, too, we've got some really cool Unique candles in our store right now. So if you go to our link in the description, I got them on sale for my birthday right now, too. So go check that out. But 10 horror Blu-rays I want you to own, guys. I'm excited to do this, so let's just get right into it. Number 10, how about we start with the McPherson Tapes? This is a classic found footage movie that I actually saw after watching a found footage documentary on Shudder that was really good. The Found Footage Phenomenon. If you haven't heard or seen that, go check it out. It's legendary. Amazing documentary. But this is the AFCA Blu-ray. And I say get this Blu-ray because, look, it's a found footage movie. Of course, it's about alien encounters. But there's amazing special features and great... The director is a really cool dude. He understands what he made and things like that, and he gets it. Great documentary, great little found footage flick. It's pretty legendary. I really like it. So, yeah, the McPherson Tapes. Give this a try. All right, so this next one, I'm gonna say have it on retainer. If you're Region B, have this on retainer. If you're not, look, there's supposed to be a region-free Fright Night 2. I worry that we're gonna never hear from it again, and this will be the only thing that's available. And if you're not even region-free for Blu-ray, then look, I still want to say that this Blu-ray, this Fright Night 2 Spanish Blu-ray, the picture quality is pretty damn good, and even though there's no special features, it has a killer menu screen. I will say that. Look, I know that's not sexy to say either. No special features or anything, but for a Spanish little blue, the picture's 1080p, and it sounds and looks pretty damn good, and it's all that there is right now. And for some of you, I just want you to be able to own and see this movie, and I can vouch for this. Pizzow can vouch for this, among some others. I just worry. Have it on retainer if you're Region B, because I just worry that we're never going to hear from this other Fright Night. I pray I'm wrong, but there's that one. Next up, we got to give it up to Furlong. This is a really fun movie, Brain Scan. If you haven't seen Brain Scan, this is 1994, so we're right in the heart of the 90s. But this is a really fun movie. I really recommend this one if you're a Furlong fan. I think it's better than his Pet Sematary 2 movie. There's a great villain. This guy, his name always escapes me, but he has this great look. He's almost like this Freddy Krueger type character. But it's an awesome movie, and it plays on technology and the VR stuff in the 90s, if memory serves. Good cast, and Furlong's great in this, so yeah, definitely get Brain Scan from Scream Factory. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about David Lynch. I've had some people ask me where to start with him, and I actually think that this Criterion release, Blu-ray release of Blue Velvet is a good place to start. Blue Velvet's a good movie. I like Blue Velvet a lot. It's one of his more straightforward movies, so those that haven't dipped into him a whole lot, I think Blue Velvet is probably the best place to start. Not Eraserhead, despite the fact that that's actually my favorite David Lynch movie. I'll say that Blue Velvet has Dennis Hopper, so you can have some familiarity from him with Texas Chainsaw 2. Great cast. He likes to use the same people, which I respect. A lot of directors do that. You'll never look at Pabst Blue Ribbon the same again either, so Blue Velvet, this is a great release from Criterion. Next one I want to talk about, you'll have to pay money if you want to get this chunky box, but I want to give it up to this film because it got good reception when it came out, but I still feel that Phantom of the Mall deserves a little bit more love, and we got to get it in front of a few more eyes. If you love 80s slasher films, 80s style, fashion, Pauly Shore, Phantom of the Mall is for you. This is a really awesome late 80s horror film, and it's not a sequel because it's called Phantom of the Mall Eric's Revenge. It's just Phantom of the Mall Eric's Revenge. That's it. You're not missing anything. Like, I kind of thought I was missing something at first because I had heard about this movie, but I never got to see it until this Arrow release came out, and it's really good. If you take my word for it, go ahead and try to get this chunky box, but if not, you can just get the Blu-ray for this movie. Really fun late 80s horror film with some pretty gross, nasty burn effects for Eric. So, really fun Arrow video movie. Good special features on that too. Great release. So I talked about this one a little bit on Planet Dirty on the anthology episode. I gotta give it up from Beyond the Grave. I want to talk about this one just a shred more. Really charming, really good. You've got Donald Pleasance in here. David Warner has a role in the first segment of this one. Charmer. It's just a charmer. It's a mood setter. It's a really cozy, fun little horror anthology. And in terms of the Warner Archives, I think this is actually one of the better horror titles, in my opinion. There's some good ones, but I really like From Beyond the Grave. There's a whole debacle about this and Frightmare taking this image for its poster. We talked about that on Planet Dirty. But yeah, great little horror anthology, and I figured why not re-talk about this one on this episode. Fun little movie. Alright, so this one's not going to be for everybody, but if you're into those really nostalgic kids-type horror films with just that vibe, My Grandpa's a Vampire, this is a Severin title, Severin Kids label. It's so fun and moody in a light-hearted kids horror type of vibe. It's funny, and you get to see McDonald's in 1990, so it's obviously some ad placement in this. But it's a charmer, and if you're into that kind of thing, go for it. It's full of atmosphere and just really fun vibes. I'd put this on during Halloween time just for background noise and stuff, but I had a good time with this movie. Alright, so I want to talk about my favorite Frank Henenlotter film for a second. Frankenhooker. I mean, that's my favorite one. I love Frankenhooker. It's most quotable in my opinion. It's the most rewatchable. I love the Basket Case movies too, but like Frankenhooker's it. And I wanted to hold off on this one because I'm thinking maybe we're gonna get a 4K, but I don't know if we're gonna get a whole lot of 4Ks for Henenlotter's filmography, to be honest with you. But Frankenhooker, I think, is the most palatable one for horror fans to get into, because the Basket Cases, I can get it, and Brain Damage, I don't know, but I just feel like if you've heard of Henenlotter but you never dove into it, Frankenhooker's the one to jump in with. Okay, so this is a title to get you ready when you get your Empire of Screams Arrow video box set, which make sure you're getting that. It's got those classic Empire titles. One of those titles is Robot Jocks, which is a really fun stop-motion robot movie, battling robot movie directed by Stuart Gordon. Well, Albert Band, the father of Charlie, directed the sequel. Now, this is under the Full Moon umbrella because this was a title that when Charlie sold Empire, one of the movies he was able to retain the rights to was, in fact, Robot Jocks. So this is called Robot Wars, and it is the sequel to Robot Jocks. Go ahead and pick this up soon if you want, because it's a great sequel to Robot Jocks, which is a great, fun movie, I promise you. And this is from Full Moon themselves under Charlie's umbrella for Full Moon. So they put out this Blu-ray. It's a really fun movie. I'm a big fan of Robot Wars. I actually like it more than Jocks, if I'm being honest. And Albert Band is a great director. So yeah, go ahead and get this one to be situated when you get your Empire of Screams box set. Really fun movie, and all Charlie's Blu-rays look good. I mean, he's got the negatives for all these, so they all look really good. And the last one I want to talk about, I've talked about this movie before. I can't put it over enough. I think this might have been Michael J. Fox's first movie. It's got Alice Cooper in the soundtrack, and it's during the Blackout era. If you're not familiar with what that means, that's when Alice Cooper was heavy on drugs and making really weird records that sounded great. This is not an endorsement for drug use, of course. Class of 1984 is one of the best early Scream Factory title releases, in my opinion. This movie is so unique, and I love the kind of aesthetic of those kids that are just unstoppable, evil, and this one teacher that gets a new job at the school is trying to like wrangle all these crazy kids who are pulling out guns and knives and holding teachers hostages and just raising hell in the town and running people over. It's a thrill ride, Class of 1984 is, and I can't recommend it enough. This slipcover probably a little bit hard to get on this, but I'm pretty sure this is still in print from Scream Factory. I don't see them doing a 4K to this because I don't know what the hell Scream Factory's doing. All the titles I want on 4K, they're not doing. So I'd say go ahead and get the Blu-ray to this. It is a banger, a all-timer. Class of 1984 is. There it is, guys. Another horror Blu-rays I want you to own. I forgot what volume this is. I'll have it in the title, of course. But please drop a thumbs up on these videos if you like them. Drop a comment below on which titles of those you like the most or have any questions about. I'll try to answer them the best I can. And thank you guys for watching this video and spending a few minutes with me on my birthday. I'm 31 today. God almighty. I love you guys. Have a great day. Hey, a huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons. Peace.